At 3:15 a.m., Earth changed forever. The planet was quiet. Most people were asleep. The streets were empty, the sky calm, and the ocean still. But then, without warning, a strange vibration moved through the ground, soft at first, like a distant heartbeat. Birds woke suddenly. Dogs started barking. In space, satellites flickered like dying candles. Something, or someone, had sent a message. Dr. Lena Ward felt the vibration before she heard anything. She was sitting alone in the Global Deep Space Center, drinking cold coffee, trying to stay awake. Her shift was almost over when the main screen flashed white and then filled with symbols she had never seen before. She froze. The symbols were not random. They were repeating. They were organized. They were intelligent. Lena leaned forward, whispering to herself, This is a message." A loud alert exploded across the entire control room. Every computer lit up with the same signal. Lines of alien symbols scrolled endlessly. A deep, echoing sound vibrated through the speakers, like a voice too big, too old, and too far away to understand. Within minutes, the entire Deep Space Center came alive. Scientists rushed in. Technicians shouted updates. Security guards blocked the doors. Something huge was happening. Dr. Lena typed rapidly, trying to decode the signal. The message repeated every 30 seconds, and each time the voice grew clearer, stronger. A young technician turned pale. "Ma'am, it's coming from outside the galaxy." Lena's hand shook. "How far?" "Beyond the Milky Way. Maybe millions of light years." Everyone fell silent. A message from outside the galaxy meant one thing. Someone out there was watching humanity closely. After 2 hours of non-stop work, Lena finally slowed the signal enough to translate it into simple words. The whole room leaned in when she read it aloud. "Humanity, you are summoned. Come to the Galactic Council." No one spoke. The message repeated again across the speakers. "Humanity, you are summoned. Come to the Galactic Council." The voice felt ancient, powerful, and commanding. It wasn't asking. It was ordering. By morning, every world leader knew about the message. The United Nations called an emergency meeting. Military satellites turned toward deep space. News channels spoke about nothing else. Social media exploded with fear, jokes, and wild theories. Some people believed it was a test. Some believed it was a trap. Some believed it was a once-in-a-lifetime chance. But no one knew the truth. Dr. Lena was invited to the UN to speak. She stood in a huge hall filled with presidents, generals, ministers, and advisors. Cameras were recording everything. Millions of people watched live from their homes. Lena took a breath and began. "This message is old. Very old. It is sent using technology far beyond our own. The sender is not human. This is alien communication, and it is real." A whisper spread across the hall. She continued, "The message is not random. It is direct. It calls us to something known as the Galactic Council. I believe this council is a gathering of advanced civilizations." A general raised his hand. "And if we refuse?" Lena paused. "I don't think refusal is common. I think most species answer quickly." Another voice came from the French delegation. "But we don't even know where this council is." Lena nodded. "Yes, that is another problem. The message gives no location. No coordinates." "So how do we go?" someone shouted. "That," Lena said quietly, "might be the test." The room filled with arguments. Should humanity answer? Should it stay silent? Should it demand more information? Should it prepare for war? Some feared the council. Some felt honored. Some thought it was a trick to lure humans into space. The arguments went on for days. Meanwhile, the message continued to repeat across every satellite. "Humanity, you are summoned. Come to the Galactic Council." Every 30 seconds. Every hour. Every day. No one knew how long the sender would wait. On the 4th day, the United Nations finally voted. Earth would not respond. Not yet. Not until they understood who sent the message and what they wanted. The official answer to the alien summons was simple. Silence. Dr. Lena felt uneasy. Ignoring a message like this is dangerous. The UN Secretary General shook his head. "We cannot walk into the unknown. We must protect Earth first." As Lena left the building, she looked up at the night sky. The stars seemed brighter than ever, as if something was watching and waiting. She whispered to herself, "We may have made a mistake." That night the message stopped. No warning. No fade out. No final word. Just silence. Scientists around the world panicked. Why did it stop? Was the sender angry? Were they preparing something? Governments assured the public that everything was fine, But the truth was clear. Earth had ignored a call from something powerful. Something ancient. Something beyond the galaxy. A hidden fear grew in Dr. Lena's chest. The galaxy heard our silence, and it will answer. The stage was set. The Watchers were already on their way. For almost a week, Earth felt strangely peaceful, as if the whole planet was holding its breath. No new message came. No alien voice called again. People slowly returned to their normal routines, pretending everything was fine. But something was not fine. Dr. Lena Ward felt the tension the most. Every night she stared at the sky from her apartment balcony. She could not sleep. She could not relax. Something in her heart whispered that the silence was wrong. Too quiet, too empty, too heavy. The universe doesn't forget, she muttered one night. And it never waits forever. The next morning, just before sunrise, a deep space telescope in Chile detected something strange. A small dot of light appeared at the edge of the solar system. At first it looked like a star, then it grew brighter and larger. Then it split into 2, then 20, then 200. By the time scientists realized what they were seeing, it was already too late. These were not stars. They were engines. Thousands of them. The first emergency alert hit Dr. Lena's phone at 6:42 a.m. UN priority alert. Unknown objects entering system. Movement pattern suggests. Fleet formation. Lena's heart dropped. A fleet. Coming straight toward Earth. She rushed to the Global Deep Space Center. When she entered the main control room, she saw dozens of scientists staring at a giant screen in shock. On the screen was a map of the solar system. A large red cloud sat near the outer edge at Neptune's orbit. One scientist whispered, "They just appeared, out of nowhere." Another corrected him. "No. They were hiding behind a dimensional field. We never saw them coming." Lena stepped forward. "How many ships?" The room fell silent. A technician spoke with a shaking voice. "Approximately 2,000, and still counting." Lena closed her eyes. 2,000 ships. The message had stopped. The sender was done waiting. Now they were coming in person. Within hours, governments around the world entered full emergency mode. Borders closed. Military bases activated. Air forces were grounded. Naval ships were ordered to stay near the coasts. People were told to remain calm, but everyone knew something terrible was about to happen. World news channels showed the same terrifying footage. A massive formation of glowing objects, all moving together like a swarm of silent predators. In every country, people gathered outside and stared nervously at the sky. But the aliens did not come fast. Their movement was slow, almost controlled. As if they wanted humans to see them coming. Lena sat in the UN war room as generals shouted instructions and analysts threw data on the screens. General Brooks slammed his fist on the table. Why didn't they send another message? Why attack silently? Lena shook her head. Maybe they think we rejected their summons. Maybe this is their answer to our silence. The UN Secretary General turned pale. So this is punishment? We don't know, Lena said. We can't assume anything. But we should prepare for the worst. Another alert flashed across the screens. Objects have passed Saturn. ETA to Earth, 14 hours. The room froze. 14 hours until contact. As the alien fleet moved closer, strange things began happening across the planet. Power plants flickered. Ocean waves rose and fell without wind. Birds flew in perfect circles, confused. People felt pressure in their ears as if the air itself was changing. It was like Earth could feel something massive approaching. Lena watched from the observation deck of the Space Center as the sky darkened unnaturally early. The sun was still there, but the light felt weak. Like something huge was passing through space, blocking the sun in small, silent waves. Her assistant, Ravi, ran to her side. "Dr. Lena, you need to see this." He handed her a tablet. On it was a clearer image of the alien ships. For the first time they had visual confirmation. The ships were enormous, some shaped like long spears, others like curved shields, some like floating cities. All were dark metal, glowing with lines of white-blue light. They moved with perfect discipline like one living organism. And they were getting closer. Lena whispered, "This is not a visit. This is a show of power." Ravi swallowed hard. "Do you think they'll attack?" "I think," Lena said softly, "they want to scare us first." Meanwhile, people around the world panicked. Some prayed. Some cried. Some recorded live videos screaming that the world was ending. Some just sat quietly with their families waiting. Governments tried to calm everyone, but no words could erase the image of a 2,000-ship alien armada slowly entering Earth's neighborhood. At 10 p.m., Another alert hit the war room. Armada has passed Mars. ETA 3 hours. Lena felt her stomach twist. 3 hours until Earth met the visitors it had ignored. General Brooks approached her. Dr. Lena, if they wanted war, why haven't they fired yet? Lena stared at the screen. The ships were huge, beautiful, terrifying. Because, she whispered, they want to arrive first. They want to stand above us and look us in the eyes. At 12:01 a.m. Earth's sky lit up. A thin crack opened in the upper atmosphere, a tear of white light. The air trembled. The clouds spun. Every device on Earth buzzed as if a giant force touched them. Dr. Lena watched from the command center window. The alien armada had reached Earth, and they were preparing to reveal themselves. The quiet before impact was over. The sky over Earth changed in a way no human had ever seen before. A long white crack glowed high in the atmosphere, stretching from horizon to horizon like someone had taken a knife and sliced open the heavens. Lightning-like energy danced around the crack, bending the clouds into spirals. The air hummed with a low vibration, deep enough to shake windows and make people hold their ears. Every camera pointed to the sky. Every person stood still. Every heart beat faster. Inside the Global Deep Space Center, Dr. Lena Ward stared at the view in silent horror. She had prepared herself for many possibilities, but nothing could compare to this. She whispered almost in fear. They're here. Ravi stood beside her, gripping the railing so tightly his knuckles turned white. Dr. Lena, is that some kind of portal? Lena nodded slowly. Yes. A space fold. A controlled fracture in reality. This is beyond anything we've ever imagined. The white crack widened, and something enormous moved behind it. At first it was only a shadow. A small curve of dark metal. Then more curves appeared, sharp lines, glowing symbols, massive structures shaped like claws, wings, and blades. One ship pushed through the crack. Then another. And another. And another. Within minutes, the sky above Earth was filled with alien vessels, bigger, darker, and more terrifying than anything humans had ever seen in movies or dreams. Some were shaped like gigantic spears, long and sharp. Some looked like floating fortresses with hundreds of glowing windows. Some were round like black moons covered in blue fire. Each ship was easily 10 times larger than any human-made spacecraft. They were not invading quietly. They were making sure humanity understood their power. The main viewing screen at the center lit up with warnings. Objects entering atmosphere. Speed, controlled. Intent, unknown. The word unknown felt like a punch in everyone's stomach. General Brooks rushed into the room breathless. Status report. They've entered low orbit, a technician answered. Sir, all 2,000 ships. They're surrounding the planet. Lena leaned closer to the holographic map. The simulation showed the fleet forming a ring around Earth. A perfect circle. A cage. Not a single gap. They're blocking every escape route, she whispered. General Brooks clenched his jaw. What? We didn't attack them. Lena looked up at him, her face pale. Because we ignored them. To them, silence is disrespect. Maybe even hostile. A sudden alarm echoed across the room. Incoming broadcast. Everyone froze. The screen turned black. Then a bright white symbol appeared, beautiful yet threatening. It looked like a star with 8 long points surrounded by a ring of alien letters. A voice broke through the speakers. It was deep, metallic, echoing through the entire building. The kind of voice that sounded like it came from something enormous and ancient. Earth, you refused the galactic summons. The voice shook the windows. Every phone, radio, and TV across the planet played the same message. You were called, and you did not answer. Ravi swallowed hard. Oh no. The Council does not tolerate silence. Silence is defiance. Defiance must be judged. The broadcast ended. The room went completely still. No one dared to breathe. General Brooks slammed his fist on the table. What the hell does that mean? Are they about to attack? But Lena wasn't looking at the general. She stared at the sky through the glass window behind him. Her expression changed, confused, worried, curious. Wait, she said softly. The ships were not charging weapons. They were not moving in attack patterns. They seemed to be holding position, watching, waiting. She spoke louder. They are not here to destroy us. Not immediately. They want something else. General Brooks frowned. Like what? Contact, Lena said. Communication. They want us to face them directly. A new alarm sounded. This one was different, higher, sharper. One ship breaking formation. Descending toward Earth. The room screen zoomed in. A colossal ship separated from the others. It was shaped like a spearhead, made of black metal covered in glowing blue veins. The front of the ship had a massive circular design that pulsed slowly like a living heart. "That's their command vessel," Lena murmured. "It has to be." The ship slowly descended through the clouds, casting a giant shadow over the Pacific Ocean. The water below rose in massive waves. Storms formed instantly around it. Lightning flickered as the ship lowered itself with smooth, unnatural grace. Ravi whispered, "How big is that thing?" A technician answered in a trembling voice, "Approximately 40 kilometers long." 40 kilometers. An entire floating city. General Brooks felt sweat drip down his neck. "What do they want from us?" Before anyone could respond, the lights in the room flickered. Electricity buzzed. Every screen turned black once again. Then another signal appeared. This one was not a symbol. It was a face. Or something close to a face. The alien had a tall, elongated skull, dark metallic skin, and bright silver eyes with no pupils. Its mouth was thin and crossed by faint glowing lines. It wore armor that looked like carved stone mixed with liquid metal. It stared straight into the camera. Everyone in the room felt a chill run through their bones. The alien spoke. "I am Zhurtal, commander of the Judgment Armada." His voice was calm, cold, intelligent. "Earth, your silence was heard across the stars. Now you will answer for it." Lena stepped closer to the screen. "He's not just threatening us. He believes Earth broke a rule." General Brooks shouted, "Ask him what he wants." But Lena didn't need to ask. Zhurtal continued, "Prepare your leaders. Prepare your voice. For the first time in your history, you will speak before the galaxy." The transmission ended. The room erupted in panic. General Brooks barked orders. Technicians shouted data. Officers ran to secure communication channels. But Lena remained still, staring at the blank screen. She finally whispered, "They're not here for war, not yet." Ravi looked at her. "Then why are they here?" Lena breathed deeply. "To test us." She turned to the general. "And if we fail, then they will attack." Outside the observation windows, thousands of alien ships glowed like stars, unnatural, bright, and terrifying. Earth was surrounded. Judgment had arrived. And humanity had only one chance to survive. For the next several minutes, the world stood in absolute silence. People stared at blank TV screens. Soldiers stood frozen in their bases. Scientists held their tools mid-air. Even the oceans felt quiet, as if the entire planet understood it was being watched, judged, measured. Inside the Global Deep Space Center, Dr. Lena Ward stood completely still, trying to control her shaking hands. Her heart beat hard against her chest, but her mind stayed sharp. She knew one thing. This was not war yet. This was a test. A dangerous test. General Brooks broke the silence first. "Someone get me a secure channel to every world leader. Now." Technicians rushed to follow his orders. Meanwhile, Lena walked slowly toward a large observation window. She looked at the night sky, once beautiful, now filled with dark alien ships glowing like predators waiting to strike. The moon looked tiny next to them. Ravi stepped beside her. "Dr. Lena, what do you think Zhurtal wants?" Lena's eyes narrowed. "He wants to see how humans behave under pressure." She paused. "And he wants to judge if we deserve to exist." Ravi's face turned pale. That's insane." "No," Lena said calmly. "It's alien." Satellite Antenna Global Emergency Meeting. Within the hour, the United Nations headquarters in New York became the center of the world. The large assembly hall was filled with presidents, prime ministers, military commanders, scientists, translators, and advisors. Everyone looked tense, pale, and desperate. A giant hologram of Earth hovered in the middle, surrounded by thousands of red dots showing the alien ships locking Earth in a perfect circle. Dr. Lena was invited to sit beside the Secretary General. She took a deep breath and looked around the room. She had never seen so much fear on so many powerful faces. The Secretary General spoke first. His voice trembled slightly. "Ladies and gentlemen, humanity faces its greatest challenge. The alien armada demands an answer. We must decide how to respond." Instantly the room filled with angry voices. "Tell them to leave. Ask them what they want. We should apologize." "No. Apologizing shows weakness. We must launch nukes." "Are you insane? They'll wipe us out." Lena raised her voice. "Listen." The room slowly grew quiet. Lena continued, "We cannot act from fear. and we cannot act from pride. We must understand what the alien commander wants. General Brooks leaned forward. He wants submission. Lena shook her head. No. If they wanted slaves, they would have attacked already. No species flies across galaxies with 2,000 warships just to ask for obedience. They want something else. The Secretary General asked softly, "What?" Lena answered, "They want respect." The second message. The lights in the hall flickered. A loud hum echoed through the speakers. Every screen turned black. Then Jurtal's face appeared again, cold, emotionless, metallic eyes staring straight at humanity's leaders. No one dared to breathe. Jurtal spoke slowly, clearly. "Earth, you stand before the judgment Armada. You refuse the galactic summons. Now you will speak." His gaze sharpened. It felt like he was looking into their souls. "Bring forth your leaders. We will judge if your species is worthy of the stars." The Secretary General stood up shakily. "This is the United Nations, Earth's representative body. We will speak for humanity." Jurtal's head tilted slightly. "Very well. Speak." The hall fell dead silent. Every camera on Earth focused on the Secretary General. Billions watched the moment live. He took a deep breath. "This is Earth. We did not answer your summons because we did not fully understand it. We feared walking into danger. We feared losing our people. Humanity has fought many wars. We have lost many lives. We did not want to risk more." Jurtal's eyes narrowed. "Fear." Lena stepped forward before the Secretary General could reply. "Yes," she said firmly. "Fear. But also courage." Jurtal shifted his gaze to Lena. "Identify." "Dr. Lena Ward," she said. "I study communication and alien signals." There was a short pause. Jurtal studied her carefully. "You decoded the summons." "Yes," Lena replied. "And I believe your message was missing information." Jurtal's eyes glowed faintly. "Explain." Lena took a breath. "You ordered us to come to the Galactic Council, but you did not tell us how. You did not give us a location. No coordinates. No method. No guidance." Jurtal was silent. This surprised him. Lena continued, "You expected us to know something we could not possibly understand. That is not judgment. That is a trap." The UN hall went silent. Everyone stared at Lena in shock. Nobody talked to a hostile alien commander like this. Jurtal finally spoke. "You dare accuse the Council of error?" Lena didn't blink. "I speak truth. You want honesty? You want strength? Then listen." Ravi whispered under his breath, "Oh God, she's going to get us killed." Lena's voice rose with courage. "You saw our silence as disrespect. But your message was incomplete. You judged us without giving us a fair chance." Jurtal leaned closer to the camera. His silver eyes grew brighter. "Why do you speak boldly when your species faces destruction?" Lena answered, "Because humans don't kneel easily. And because strength is not shown by fear, but by honesty." For the first time the alien commander blinked. A small sign of surprise. A whisper spread across the UN hall. Was the alien reconsidering? Milky Way alien reevaluation. Jurtal lifted his hand. A strange gesture. The broadcast paused for 3 seconds. 3 long, terrifying seconds. When he appeared again, his tone had changed, only slightly but enough for Lena to notice. "Earth, you show spirit. Few races challenge the Armada." General Brooks muttered, "Spirit? Is that good or bad?" Lena didn't answer. Jurtal continued, "But bold words are not enough. We must test you." Everyone held their breath. "Prepare a representative. One who will speak for your species." Lena frowned. "Represent? Where?" The answer hit like thunder. "Aboard my ship." Chaos erupted in the hall. "Impossible. It's a trap. No human should go. They'll kill our representative. We can't trust them." But Jurtal's final words silenced everyone. "Refuse, and Earth will fall." The transmission ended. Globe showing Europe-Africa the choice. The UN hall exploded in arguments. "No one goes. We have no choice. It must be a soldier. No, a diplomat. A scientist. Send someone expendable. We need someone brave. We need someone smart." Through the noise, the Secretary General stood and pointed at Lena. "Dr. Ward, they responded to you. You understood them. You stood your ground. You swallowed hard. You might be the only person who can save the planet." Ravi whispered, "Lena, no?" General Brooks shook his head. "It's suicide." But Lena already knew the answer. Earth needed someone who did not fear the unknown. Someone who could speak boldly. Someone who could match alien logic with human courage. She stepped forward. I will go. The room went silent. No one argued. No one objected. They saw it too. Lena was humanity's best chance. The command center was silent. Every screen showed the same image. A massive alien commander on the bridge of the flagship Judicator. His red eyes watched Earth with cold focus. His crew stood frozen behind him, waiting for his next order. General Rourke stood firm, but inside he felt the weight of a planet on his shoulders. Earth's leaders watched from the screens in front of them. Every second felt heavy, like the world itself was holding its breath. Finally, the alien commander spoke again. You have one final chance. Your planet will explain why you rejected the galactic summons. Why you stayed silent. Why you ignored every warning. His voice grew deeper, almost like thunder. If your answer is not enough, Earth will fall today. A soft alarm beeped behind General Rourke, an alert from the comms officer. Sir, the global broadcast line is ready. Every nation is listening. Rourke took one slow breath. He knew exactly what he needed to say. He stepped forward. Commander Tvan, Rourke began, before I answer. I need to understand something. Why are you so afraid of humanity? The alien's eyes narrowed. Earth has shown aggression, Tvan replied. You ignored peaceful summons. You refused the council. Only a war-minded species would act this way. Rourke shook his head. No. You misunderstand us. The alien said nothing, but the bridge around him became tense. Laser cannons powered up. Shields shifted into battle formation. Earth was seconds from destruction. So Rourke spoke fast, honest, direct, unpolished. Humanity refused the galactic summons because we never believed they were real. A murmur spread across the human side of the comm room. Some officials looked shocked, others embarrassed. But it was the truth. Rourke continued. We receive thousands of fake signals every year, hoaxes, scams, tricks. We always thought your messages were just more lies. By the time we realized your signals were real, you were already angry. For the first time, Commander Tvan's expression changed. Confusion. Then a hint of disbelief. You ignored the Galactic Council because you thought we were lying? Rourke nodded. We did not believe you existed. We did not reject diplomacy. We rejected noise. A few alien officers exchanged glances. One of them whispered something urgently in their own language. Tvan raised a hand to silence them. This explains nothing, he said. Your people should have investigated. You should have sent a response. Rourke stepped closer to the camera. With what technology? We only reached deep space communication 3 years ago. We only cracked your signal code 6 months ago. We are a young species, Commander. We learn, but we learn slowly. The alien commander fell silent. His rigid posture softened slightly. And now, Rourke added, you bring a 2,000-ship war armada. If you wanted peace, you should have sent one ship. One diplomat. One message we could understand. A long pause followed. In space, the giant fleet hovered motionless, like beasts waiting for a command. Commander Tvan finally spoke. The council believed you were ignoring them intentionally. That you were preparing for war. A new voice came from behind him, one of the alien advisors. Commander, if their species is young, then misunderstanding is a logical outcome. We may have misjudged them. Tvan raised a hand again, thinking deeply. General Rourke sensed the moment shifting. The tension was changing. A window was opening. So he spoke clearly. Give us one chance to prove we want peace. One meeting. One conversation. No weapons. No threats. Just talk. The alien commander stared at him for several seconds. Then he gave an order. All ships. Hold fire. The command echoed through the alien fleet. Thousands of weapons powered down. Shields shifted into a neutral stance. The sky itself seemed to relax. A whisper of hope moved through Earth's command center. Tvan looked back at Rourke. I will grant your request, he said at last. One meeting. 1 hour. No more. Earth exhaled as one. But just as relief settled in, a new alarm exploded across the room. Incoming warp signature. Unknown origin. The officers froze. Rourke's stomach twisted. Another fleet? Another threat? The sensors officer shouted. Sir, this warp signature, it's not alien. Rourke's eyes widened. Then who is it? The officer's voice trembled. It's human, but not from Earth. The entire room fell silent. Commander Tvan's eyes narrowed with sudden fear. Because the new fleet emerging from warp. Hundreds of ships. did not fly the flag of Earth. They flew a symbol no one had seen before. A symbol of fire. A symbol of iron. A symbol of war. A symbol with 3 simple words. The Lost Terran Empire. The command center fell into complete silence. On every screen, a new fleet appeared from the warp. It was smaller than the alien Armada, but still massive, hundreds of dark, sharp-edged warships. Their hulls were matte black with glowing silver lines, like scars of light across armor. Each ship looked older, stronger, and far more advanced than anything Earth had ever built. General Rourke stared at the symbol on their banners. A burning star. A circle of iron around it. 3 words. The Lost Terran Empire. Rourke whispered, This cannot be real. The alien commander, Tvan, looked shaken for the first time. Impossible, Tvan muttered. Humanity had no colonies outside the Sol system. You were never spacefaring in the ancient age. But the new fleet kept growing. Ship after ship dropped out of warp, forming a spearhead formation. Tight, perfect, disciplined. These were not explorers. They were soldiers. Earth's officers stared at the screens in disbelief. Sir, the sensor officer said with a trembling voice, these ships are older than any known design. Ancient but upgraded. Their technology is far beyond ours. Rourke could barely speak. How can there be a Terran Empire, if Earth never built one? The answer came before anyone could guess. A message request flashed across every Earth system. Unknown human source requesting connection. Rourke swallowed hard. Put them through. The screen cut to static, then cleared. A human face appeared. A man, tall, calm, wearing a uniform Earth had never seen. Black armor with silver trim. A burning star insignia on his chest. He looked like a soldier from another timeline. People of Earth, the man said in a deep, steady voice, we greet you on behalf of the Terran Empire. It has been a long time. Rourke stepped forward. Who are you? How do you call yourselves Terran when Earth never sent humans into deep space before? The man gave a small, sad smile. You don't know us because your history was broken. Lost. Hidden from you. Tvan, the alien commander, interrupted sharply. This is impossible. Humanity was primitive when the Galactic Council formed. You had no ability to leave your world. The man turned his eyes toward Tvan. You believed that, because we wanted you to. Earth's command center froze. The alien commander froze. Rourke felt a chill run down his spine. The man continued. Thousands of years ago, humanity did reach the stars. We built colonies. We built fleets. We fought wars you have never heard of. We built a vast empire. He paused. But a disaster struck the core worlds. Earth was cut off. The homeworld fell into darkness. You lost your memory. You lost your knowledge. You fell back to the ground, while the empire survived. Rourke whispered, Earth was abandoned. No, the man corrected softly. We protected you. We hid you. We placed Earth behind a veil so no enemy could find it. Every word hit Rourke like a punch. Why? He asked quietly. Why hide us from the galaxy? The man looked directly at him. Because the galaxy feared you. Van stiffened. The man continued. You were the strongest species. The most aggressive. The most creative. The most unpredictable. Earthborn humans were dangerous. Rourke stared. His heartbeat felt loud in his ears. And now? Rourke asked. Why reveal yourselves now? The man's expression hardened. Because the alien Armada arrived. And because the Council swore they would destroy Earth if it refused summons. His voice grew colder. He turned his head toward Tvan. And we do not allow threats to our birthplace. Every alien on the Judicator bridge shifted nervously. Some looked terrified. Tvan tried to remain calm. The summons were diplomatic. We intended no destruction. The man interrupted. You came with 2,000 warships. Tvan swallowed. For the first time, the mighty alien commander seemed small. The Terran officer leaned closer to the screen. We have returned to claim what we lost. Earth is ours. Humanity belongs to us, not the Council. Then he gave an order no one expected. Activate the shield wall. Space flashed white. A massive energy barrier erupted from the Terran fleet, surrounding Earth in a glowing sphere. Alien weapons powered down instantly. Their targeting systems went blind. Their engines malfunctioned. Tvan shouted orders but nothing worked. Commander! An alien officer screamed. Our systems are locked. We cannot fire. We cannot move. The Terran officer spoke again, his voice final and deadly calm. Galactic Council, you will leave Sol System now. Earth is under Imperial protection. If you stay, he paused, we will destroy your armada. Rourke felt the weight of history shifting. Two powers now stood over Earth. One ancient, one furious, and Earth itself trapped in the middle. The alien commander trembled with rage. This is an act of war. The Terran officer nodded. It always was. The screen went black. General Rourke stood frozen. Earth had refused a summons. A 2,000-ship armada arrived. Then another human empire appeared. One older, stronger, hidden for millennia. And now, war was moments away.